Alright, this is S.9 equation. We're going to be writing an equation from a table. So I am writing this in my journal so I can have an example, so you can see what it's supposed to look like. Alright, so I'm going to switch over real quick to show you the Excel that we're going to work on today. Algebra. S.9. So what they're going to give you is a table. So you only need 2 points to write this equation. So I'm going to go ahead and write on my paper the first 2 points. X, f of x, and they were 5, 2, 6, 3. Okay, everybody have those? Alright, can someone tell me what I do first? Somebody from Highest table. Slope. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do the slope right here. Figure out how much that is. So what I'm doing is I'm subtracting this one from this one from that one. So subtracting 3 minus 2. What do I get? Someone from Flor's table? 3 minus 2. Yeah, that's my change of y. Y goes on top. Those are the y values. And then I go from here to there. And then that would be 6 minus 5. And what do I get? Someone from, thank you, Oscar. 1. Say again? Yeah, that's a 5. It's always. Alright, so my slope. Yeah, 1 over 1. 1 over. Oh no. 1 over wahe. Alright, which means 1. You could write the word slope, or you could just write M, because M is the letter for slope. It's like the abbreviation. Okay? Why M? Because M is for movement. It tells you how to move on the graph. Okay, so that was the first part. Second part, I'm going to go ahead and substitute, which means to replace the letters for the numbers. So y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. Okie dokie. So that's my formula. Make sure you have that. I've seen a lot of people actually memorize this formula. It's very interesting. Alright, y minus the first y, which is what? Somebody from Luis or the Alice? What's the first y? First y is 2. So minus 2 equals the m, which is 1 over 1, parentheses, xx minus the first x, someone from Pan's table? What's the first x? Yeah, 5. It doesn't look like a 5, but it's 5. Always. My apology. Alright, so that's the second step. I substitute. And then from there, before I do the next step, how do you feel about the first 2 steps? I get it. I need a little bit of help. Womp, womp, womp. Okay, middle, high, low. Okay. Alright, I'll walk around. Y'all practice by yourselves. Okay, and then we multiply. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and multiply. So we're going to multiply this, what's in front of the parentheses, times everything inside the parentheses. Go ahead, draw the arrows. This was a step when I was grading your quizzes that I saw some people not do correctly or skip. So let me give you a chance to get a calculator. You don't have to get a calculator. It just sometimes makes life a little bit easier. Let me give you some time to get a calculator while I sip on my tea. But no, really, I'm drinking tea. It's not very good, just in case you're wondering. Alrighty, so hopefully most of you have calculators now. Turn this bad boy on. Press the home button, press escape. If you want to go back to what you were working on, then you would press 4. If you want to do a new one, you'd press 1. No, thank you. I don't want to save. Calculator. So I'm going to be multiplying this slope, which is 1 over 1, times, I don't multiply in the calculator times the letter, but how many x's do I have? 1. You could either write the 1 if you wanted to, that way it reminds you. So control divide 1 over 1. Okay, next to that parentheses, because I'm multiplying what's inside the parentheses, which is 1. And so, no surprise, this equals to 1. Why? Because you multiply by 1. I like Ali's face. I wish you could see it. He's like acting like he's surprised. So from here, I got 1. Now, it has this x. Because it has this x, you also have to have an x, because you're multiplying a 1 over 1 times 1, 1x. Don't forget it. Then I'm going to multiply 1 over 1 times this negative 5. So in the calculator, I press control divide 1 over 1, parentheses, what's inside that parentheses? Negative 5. Make sure you put negative and not minus, because it will give you the incorrect answer. Press enter. Again, you're multiplying by 1, so no surprise that that equals to the same thing, minus 5. Okay, that's why I said you don't need a calculator, because you could just multiply 1 times 1 in your head and 1 times negative 5 in your head. Alright, so let's bring everything else down. Y minus, bring down this 2. Alright. Last step is to solve. Woohoo! So let's go ahead and solve. Alright. Circle this, underline that one, squiggly, underline. So again, the circles got to be by themselves. That's when we solve for y, Zuby. That's all we're trying to do, is the circles stay by themselves. So, see how the circle's here? Does this have a circle? No, so you got to move it. Everything else can stay. Right now we're just worried about the circle. So how do I move a minus 2? Somebody from Pan's table? Plus 2. 0, so I can move it over. When it moves over, somebody from Flor's table, where do I put the plus 2? With the 1x or the negative 5? Exactly, because they're both underlined. Alright, so let's put that in the calculator. See, I already have this part. I already have the negative 5 on my calculator. So I can literally copy it. I just go up, press it, plus 2, because that's what I'm doing here. And I get negative 3. So this answer is negative 3, because it's negative, that's minus. Bring down the 1x, bring down the y. Now, the way it's going to look like, though, on iExcel is they don't write ones. It's just going to be x minus 3. And if you have 0, then they don't write it at all on iExcel. So, on here, it already has part of the answer for me. Do you see that? How it has f of x is x minus, what did I get? X minus, not negative 3, because the negative, I put the operation for minus, because it's negative. Got it? If it were positive, you'd put plus, because we want an operation there. Alright,